Welcome back to my channel. It is the 19th, which is Vlogtober day 19. And like that's 10, a whole lot after 10, 10:30, 10:25. I'm gonna be making my dinner. We woke up around 6 and then I'm gonna lay down so I get some work. And then I'm watching TV. I was pretty much lounging around because I feel like this is like my first day in a couple of days that I'm able to just lounge around. So that is what I think. No apology. So I'm just getting myself some water. I'm going to be making kingfish, which I love, with some potato dumplings, which I also love. I was going to do zucchini. Zucchini is something that we eat in Antigua. We usually do it there roughly. I will eat zucchini all year round, no matter what time of year it is. I would do that, right? Just suggesting tripod. So today I just felt for some potato dumplings, which is literally my Thanksgiving meal that I was gonna cook on Monday. I just didn't feel like it. So now doing it today. And I'm just gonna actually be 100% my saying I think because this week I plan to be super duper 100% productive, especially when it comes to schoolwork and stuff like that. I'm trying to be easy on myself, but actually get some stuff done within a decent time frame. And I actually want to stick to my bedtime because breaking my bedtime would mean that I would have to spend 2, 3 weeks just in. I can't do that. So today we're getting a head start. We're making dinner early. I've already made, not made, but I've already done my laundry. So the only thing left for me to do eventually is like sweep out my room. I get my room all that stuff. We are here. I have my fish here, kingfish, and I'm gonna have to take it off last night. I'm gonna season it first, let it sit, and then deal with my potato dumplings. So that's pretty much it. It's been a pretty hectic weekend. Okay, I'm done. Now, kingfish went up in price. Not everything went up, but oh my goodness. Like a whole tail was almost $50. I don't understand. I used to be able to buy an entire tail for 2025, and it's almost doubled now. This isn't a whole tail, this is broken up into bits, but this purchase in particular was pretty pricey. But I want it, I like it, and we're gonna eat it today. We're gonna prepare it and eat it. I think the only thing that's missing, which is what I like using my uh with my fish, is some of those sweet peppers. I like to fry it up, so I like to do like sweet peppers, all different colors. No green, because I don't like green sweet pepper. It's weird. I would do the orange, the red, the yellow, but not the green. So we're gonna be missing that, but I will add some carrots because essentially I do. Arlene, I essentially like carrots in this. So I'm gonna fix it up. I just cleaned my plate already. Just cleaned it before I put it in the freezer, but this I'm just, giving it a once over. And I'm gonna season it while we make the dumpling. I'm excited for the dumpling. It Hi, Megan. Thanks for joining. Hope you guys are having a good day today. I mean, it just started, so hopefully it started well. That's it. I like to get all the heavy things out of the way early. So this is kind of late. Normally, I get up a little earlier and start cooking just so that by midday, I really don't have anything to do. That's what I want to do. Trying to get this out of the way because I'm not going to do it. Well, 100% not going to do it. Oh, my bad. My bad. Normally, you can see the entire thing. Let me just adjust this so you guys can see everything. Should be good. So this is king French. What is it? King mackerel? We just call it kingfish. I could be wrong, but I do think that's what it's called. Um, I love it fried. I don't necessarily want it to be stewed, but I do sometimes make gravy with it. I like when it's dried. It's fried really dry. We're gonna see what we can do today. I don't have all my seasonings that I like using because I love using time on this, so we're gonna make it work. We're gonna use what we have. Chili flakes. Don't ask me why. Chili flakes. That's as much heat as I can take. Black pepper. Because essentially, I'm gonna let it sit in the seasoning, and then right before I fry it, I'm gonna pat it dry. Patting it dry just gives you a better fry. I've learned that from my friend because I don't necessarily in the past I never actually had it done dry. I would more so. I don't think I have them. I should have time. We're also gonna do some planting because why not? Listen, I'm a firm believer. You use what you have. This is some soy sauce. People who make this fish on the regular might be screaming, "You don't put soy sauce on it." Yes, I do. Okay, this is mine. And I fry the season with fresh garlic, some cloves, and bay leaves. That's also gonna give an added flavor. So I'm not too worried. Like uh, time, I don't. If I do it somewhere, I don't be so I am gonna add garlic on this just so that I have just added seasoning. That's really why I do these things. Just added seasoning. I know the oil is gonna be well seasoned. But yeah. And if you don't necessarily fry fish often, you may not know that there is a smell. And I'm not talking salmon. I'm talking about like mackerel, snapper, stuff like that. So what I like to do, but I'm not doing it today, I like to put a pot on the stove with cinnamon and sometimes allspice in there, a little bit of cloves. It actually kills the odor of the fish. It really does. I usually have a little pot going. I just don't have what is cinnamon because I just don't. I use like an old pot, just nothing that I use anything else for. Like it's old, right? Add some water. I usually have cinnamon powder, but I'm currently out. So I'm gonna use some cinnamon sticks, add some cloves to it. This kills the odor of fish smell. Like it kills it a lot. It may not disappear 100% completely, but it helps. Cinnamon, a little bit of allspice. I usually use cinnamon, but I've seen online some people they use like allspice or anything like that with it. What I also like to do, what also kills the smell, and once I get to that part, I'm still gonna do it, is if you heat your oil with all your seasoning plus a cinnamon stick, it will help a lot. A lot. Your fish isn't gonna necessarily taste like cinnamon. Some people might be worried about that, but it will definitely add a nice flavor to it, but it kills the smell because I can't do fish smells for too long. Okay, so I'm just gonna add a little bit of garlic in this. Wrong one. Here we go. You can use garlic press. One, that's fine. I'm just using what I normally use. Just add some garlic in here. I'm gonna let it sit for as long as it takes me to make my dumpling, and then we're gonna make the fish. So it should be nice and ready. Usually I season overnight. Clearly, I didn't do that this time. Just gonna rub and just make sure everything has a hint of garlic flavor. But once I get to the frying stage, you will see. So just make sure everything is covered. Season however you want, honestly. It's my mom. Tastes good for you, works for you, make it work. Here's what you have. It's the easiest way to be happy. You go to that, make it work. All right, so this is gonna sit out here. Put it in the fridge if you want. I'm not. I'm just gonna leave it out. I'm gonna cover it. And we're gonna get to the potatoes. Now, from any Easter, any long weekend, mostly Easter, they would make like potato dumplings, and stuff like that. You would have to grate potatoes and also crack and grate coconuts. Not a fan. Okay. Only doing this. Wait, what? I'm only doing this now because I want to. So, big difference. Because that have to hits really hard when you really don't want to. So I'm be honest. So this is a regular sweet potato that we would normally use. Uh, I'm trying to remember the name at the supermarket. It would be purple skin potato. If you go to like an Asian supermarket, it might be called purple skin potato, red skin potato. It might be called one of these. It just depends on your store. But it's a regular sweet potato. Its flesh is white on the inside. Caribbean sweet potato is more yellowish. They have different types of sweet potatoes. I've made this with two different kinds. This and the Korean barbecue sweet potato. That is the name that I see in the grocery store. That's the closest to this. But you can probably make this with a sweet potato, except the American. But you might still be able to do it. American sweet potato has a lot of water in it. A lot. So I'm not necessarily sure how well that I've seen people make out of it. You still get the taste that you're looking for, but authentically, this is the sweet potato that we use. Just a sweet potato dumpling, no major issues. And I'm creating this because we're on live. I prefer to use my food processor. It's just easy. Blitz it up in 2 seconds. Not trying to wash all these dishes today. Blitz it up in seconds and no issues. But growing up, we definitely had to grate these by hand. The full square graters. You flip, you get much. So yeah, so you could do this food processor. That's just not working. I feel like it's about to break. Now, as the sweet potato sits, it will start to change color. Like it will get a little darker. Okay. If you do this one shot with the food processor, the brown candle. So I think I'm going to be using one sweet potato. Which is great. Be careful. Big size. Big size. Big teeth. Okay, great. This is the only way by either grating it or using food processor. If you have a strong blender, I believe it works. Potatoes. I've never tried semi-cooking the potatoes, mixing it like that. So I can't say for sure if it will work or not. That's something that if you want to make sweet potato dumplings, you have to investigate. But sure, you might not. This is hot. It's hot. But I'm just gonna do it this way. We've also made coconut dumplings as well. So instead of sweet potato, it's coconut, or you can also use a mixture of coconut and sweet potato to make your dumpling. Just you use what you got. Pretty much what this is. So as you can see, because air got to it, color is changing. That's usually what happens with sweet potatoes. The American sweet potato, which is kind of like orange hue, it does brown, but not as fast as this guy. This guy, the minute it's exposed to the air, it kind of dies on you. That's how you get the color. So pretty much the same thing that happens to a banana, essentially, or an apple when it's exposed. When it's exposed to the air, it starts to brown. That's usually why. Okay, so I have my sweet potato. I'm using one for me. Now we're gonna add sugar. That's how I like mine. Some people go without spices. Depends on the mood, honestly. You just brown sugar, white sugar. You kind of want a hint of sweetness for your plants. It's not dessert. Not a dessert. This is something we typically eat with fish. But someone like me who actually likes dumpling, like sweet potato dumpling, I eat it with whatever protein I have, but I only eat seafood. So it would be the fish or shrimp, pretty much one of those. So I'm gonna mix this in. Now, when you add sugar to sweet potato and possibly coconut, if you coconut denaturate is the word, it will start to spring some juices if you let it sit for an extended period. but coating it with the sugar helps with the brownness. It also gets sweetness. But let's just say your sweet potato is not really sweet. At least your dumpling will have a hint of sweetness. It is not overly sweet. So I'm gonna add some salt. And the salt really adds to the flavor. Now, for making coconut, which there is a video on the channel, coconut will be in here, cinnamon and nutmeg would be in there. I'm only using cinnamon today. Cinnamon and nutmeg would be in there. Then we'll add the flour. I personally like using raisins for the coconut. There's always an ongoing war with raisins involved in it. Mine goes with raisins. So for the sweet potato dumpling, we are just using sweet potato flour, water, sugar, and cinnamon. That's it. And while I'm using that, I'm gonna put a pot. Because what you want is as soon as you already mix your dumpling, you're gonna ball it, shape it, the boiling water, and cook. And if you're just joining, this is a pot of boiling cinnamon. This is like a natural air freshener. And I typically use this. I like to use this when I am going to try fish. So I set it up way before I start cooking the fish so that the area smells like cinnamon and it cuts down the scent. Cuts down the richness of the fish. I just don't know how to explain it, but it really does. Okay, so heat's happening here. Second. We gotta be safe because there's a lot of heat in the street. So we're gonna, oh, my apologies. Here, look closer. And Mr. Perfection. So this essentially is what I'm starting with. This is my base. I cannot tell you the measurements. I should have weighed the sweet potato so you could know. My apologies. Now, as you can see, what I was saying, when you leave sugar in with sweet potato, it really starts to spring liquid, right? The sugar is extracting the moisture out of the sweet potato, which adds to your overall mixing and moisture content. So that's just something that you can do, especially if you want it to be nice and like flavorful and juicy. Let it sit for like 5-10 minutes, and you'll be good to go. And also test. I don't want you eating the sweet potato. However, you can kind of just test it. You don't have to swallow it, just test it to see if it's sweet enough for you with the sugar, the spice, and the actual sweet potatoes. That's sweet enough for me. As soon as you put it in your mouth, you'll know. You'll know if it's sweet enough. I will say I've never gotten sick doing that, but if you're not used to it, please don't do it. But as you can see, there's moisture coming through right here. Liquid gold right there. Sometimes I put a little butter. It is not authentic to the how we make it. But sometimes I put a little butter in this and my coconut because butter adds flavor. Okay, that is one thing. Flavor. It's getting my flavor on, even though I only use like 3 spices. All I'm saying. Okay, so this right here is what we have. If my memory serves me correctly, all we have to do is add the flour and then add the water and mix it. Is it gonna work? You already know. The reason why I say I don't know if it's gonna work because every time we're on live stream, something goes haywire. But it's fine. Okay, so we're good with this. We're gonna add our flour. Now, it may be a lot more flour than you might be used to. That's okay. It's a dumpling. Okay, dumpling. At some point, you're gonna have to use your hands to knead it. You're gonna get your water ready. Because once you add water, you're gonna need a little more flour. If you use warm water, you use cold water, it really doesn't matter. Now, again, if this is something that you make traditionally and I'm not making it how you're used to making it, it's okay. That's how I decided works for me. Yeah, I never had any issues. You get issues if it's too soft, right? Boiling this in open water, like legit open water. The coconut, it's boiled in either like fig leaves, which is banana leaves, or oil. This one, open water. Same way you would boil pasta eventually. So it's important that you kind of flavor your potatoes first. That way, once you go through and you kind of mix it together and knead it together, everything is evenly distributed. That's why I like doing it that way. You don't want it too soft and you don't want it too firm because you're going to ball it up like you would if you were making dinner rolls. Or if you do fried dumpling, you would ball it up like that. Or to show you when I get to that section. So you kind of just want to knead it in slightly. You don't want it sticky. You don't want it too dry. Again, for like a flavor boost, I add, feel like you can squeeze it. Just want to make sure it's manageable and you're able to roll it into a nice ball. Essentially, I like having more sweet potato than flour in it, just because sweet potato. Okay, so this looks like it's ready. I'm not trying to develop much gluten, but to be a nice ball, you can still see the potato chunks. When it's boiled and cooked, it will look like a cohesive unit. You may see one or two chunks, especially if they're big, but if it's grated properly, or you use the food processor, so it's called flour, and we're good. So this is it. This is your dough that you're starting with for your dumplings. Now, you can let it sit. I usually don't. I usually just start rolling and getting it ready for the water. The water does take the most time to have it on here. So we're just going to boil some salt to the water, just some flavors. And then we're going to pour this. But it's a precaution. So, not wetting my hands. We need to put the dumplings on something, plate, tray, whatever. to have something to rest it so that no, you're not stuck together, you're not having issues or anything. Just for you. That's it. So you're just gonna take it and ball it. That's it. That's all you're doing. It's literally a ball. We put it in the boiling water. I'll show you. But you kind of just ball it, separate it. Some people like their dumplings really big. Some people like their dumplings cute and small. I'm okay with either one. Some like them really uniform, so they weigh them out and they're all the same size. It really just depends on, but I like to make sure the ball is actually round to start. That's just my preference. You can do it however you want. As you can see, these are two different sizes. You can eyeball so that they're the same size. You can size doesn't necessarily matter. Presentation maybe. If this was a restaurant, sure. Right? This is homemade. This is supposed to be unique and it will still give the same effect. But if we weren't on live stream, I would have balled it up and put it in the water because the water would have been boiling by now. I wouldn't set it out on the tray. So if your water is boiling, you can do this one step. But if your water is not boiled yet, just ball them up so you're ready to go. It just makes it a lot easier for you, honestly. I promised myself over the next couple of years, I'm gonna learn how to make authentic Caribbean food, especially from Antigua. Oh, so big learning. I like making some foods because I like eating them. But there's others that I actually want to know how to cook, like goat water. Just I know how to cook oxtail, but oxtail is not from Antigua. I believe that's a Jamaican thing. Or it also could be like an African thing. I don't know who you talk to, right? But I'm from the Caribbean, so we do have similar meals. We make them differently. Some of us call them different names. So I want to learn how to make authentic Antigua dishes. Fungi, I want to master. Cook all that. It needs to have okra. I want to take that line thing. So you just gotta, you know, you gotta figure it out. Is that cinnamon on the floor? Why is there cinnamon? Or are you even on? Oh, okay. So the water is still boiling. We're using a small burner because we have the other burner for our fish. Yes, I only have two burners working. Gee, there's a whole hot mess over here. So yeah, just follow that. Make them small, make them big. If you make them small, you have more dumplings to eat, and you don't feel bad for eating like three or four. But if you make them big, and you have three or four big dumplings on your plate, someone's greedy. I'm making sweet potato dumplings, so baby, I'm gonna be greedy today. It's really just depending on what you want. All you'll get the sweet potato bits that you can see it right here, but once it's cooked, it'll be cooked out. And you want to make sure it is firm enough when it touches the water, it doesn't actually break apart. Yeah. had that happen to me when I first tried to do it. Like, you know, so you just want to make sure it has enough structure to hold. Because again, this is boiling in open water. Open water. Now, if you added a little butter to this, it's not authentic to it. It's just a flavor boost. It also makes it a little softer. Don't just the way how I just do it around with these recipes, that's supposed to be traditional. Like that. But this is even traditional anymore. So you kind of just throw it. And I know you may see it boiling, but I do have to wait for the water to boil. That's really for it to boil before we can move on to the next step. And then I'm also gonna make some spinach with I have pumpkin, but I also have butternut squash. But I'm thinking I might do the butternut squash because I actually want to eat hard pieces. My pumpkin is already. You can definitely eat whatever you want. We eat something called chop up. I don't like it, but it kind of has spinach and sometimes it has pumpkin and it has eggplants. I'm gonna make my version of just spinach and squash. That's it. I don't need fancy eggplants or but yeah, I typically don't necessarily cook on Sunday anymore. So 100% rest day. So yeah, just cook that up. Sunday was spent in the kitchen cooking. How I tend to cook the day before or start cooking the day before. So like if I want like rice or anything, I'll bake the rice in the oven the day before, make the protein fresh. It helps me. It works for me. Okay, so our water, so it's almost go boil. Our little cinnamon air freshener is going. Gonna help once I start frying the fish. So we're gonna have a good Sunday dinner. Because I don't think anybody in Antigua eats this on a Sunday. This is like Easter food, fish and dumpling. Whenever I feel I had it with shrimp, I made my dumplings, I had it with shrimp. I don't think there's any one right way of eating something. You like it, make it. And this with chicken when I used to eat meat. Then people cringe when it comes to traditional. Water is boiling up with this rolling. So I'm gonna move the camera so you can actually see how I do it with my hands. I believe there is a video on my channel. Please, this is something I make often enough. Okay, our water is to a full boil. I'll roll that later. It's not an issue. So what we're gonna do, good. Just gonna move it over slightly. So this is the pot. I'm boiling it in. Just get yourself a nice, decent pot. There. So we're gonna to the water, just like you would pasta. And you're gonna take your ball. Can you see? Right. So you got there we go. So you're gonna take your ball and you're gonna press. If your hands are sticky, just add a little bit of flour. You're gonna press it. This is pretty much it. Here. I'm gonna do one to test, which is what I do. Not- So you just spread it out. This is a decent sized dumpling. Some might say it's too small, but this is a size dumpling, right? The water's boiling, and you're just gonna. That's literally it. So again, press in the middle and just move it around like that. And then we're gonna add it. The water will start to change color on you. Put you this way. So it's a little easier from the steam. So the water will change color. This would change color as well. Well, this is gonna change color as well. Gonna get like a I look like grayish color. It might get a grayish tinge. It's just it's part of the course. So that's essentially what you do. You just press and drop. If it wasn't structured enough, they would start to like fall apart. It might get soft, but the core of the dumpling will firm up. So you have to ensure that you do have. So this is what it looks like. It's not boiled yet. This is what it's looking like. You want to make sure you get enough structure with the flour to ensure it does not fall apart on you. You see? Come on. All right. That's right. I never actually add butter to the pot. I add butter to the dough. But we can add butter to the pot. I know the oil or the butter tends to help with sticking. I never actually had a sticking issue, but just for you. So again, just lightly press. Now I want to make sure I say this because it's very important to know. If you actually put a cover on this right now and it's boiling, it will boil over. Not asking, I'm telling you. It will 100% boil over. That is not something that you want to happen. It's to clean. Okay? Your house is gonna smell like something's burning, all that stuff. Just ensure that you halfway cover it. Even that sometimes is risky. Or you add, they say to put a little like, spoon, something like that. So can you imagine growing up and they're cooking pots big like this? You can't even see my head, right? But pots big like this, wide, full of dumpling, baby. All those potatoes. Ugh. Yeah, see, I don't eat saltfish. Is my burner working? Because why aren't you boiling at this point? I don't like saltfish or lingfish, which is weird. Uh, because I eat pata. But it's not a type of cod. I swear it's a type of cod. don't like saltfish and I don't like wingfish. Don't like it. I don't do it. Eat eat it. But I'm making kingfish today, which is my equivalent. Haven't made snapper in a while. Sometimes snapper is hard to find. Sometimes I don't want to deal with the smell of the snapper. Drop it. If it's too soft, you know you need more um, flour. It's supposed to be firm enough that you can actually press and not tear. It's supposed to be soft enough that it's not a so. You know, I see. Oh, I have a love and hate relationship with this. I see. Oh, sometimes I like it, sometimes I hate it. I don't like the sliminess. I cannot eat. No, can't eat that. Can't eat. Can't eat the cactus. It's the sliminess. I'm a texture girly. I cannot do the slime. So you won't see me eating um okra on purpose. No. Even chia seed when it's fully hydrated, no. It's something about the slime. Like I cannot deal with the sliminess. So cassie, I never ate it. I used to get punishment for that Sunday breakfast. I know. Big time punishment. Because who's supposed to eat saltfish and all of this nonsense? Also, make sure your burner is working because clearly it's burning fresh. Because why are you boiling the oil? So I'm having stove problems. So we're gonna move this oil stay on here, put oils up because it's taking too long. So again, start from a ball, press it, dunk it. Make sure your water is boiling. Dunk it. Okay, that's pretty much it. Oh no, see, that's weird because I would eat a vegetarian pepper pot. It's so weird. I think stop, but I don't know. Sometimes I eat the pepper pot, sometimes I don't. Growing up, kind of, sort of, right? That's before it was like, huh, what is this? Because to me, pepper pot is just a soup, right? So I can get past all the sliminess because they're not all slimy. But if you tell me to sit down and eat some cassie on the side of something, I ain't doing it. If you tell me to sit down and eat okra on the side, I ain't doing it. I barely want okra in my fungi. Not happening. It gives, but no. I think for me, it's if it's on its own, like 100% on its own, or it's something that can be singled out. I think that's what it is. 'Cause then I would be a lie if I'm saying I've never eaten pepper pot because I've had, but I've also had fungi with okra. I don't like it. I've also had saltfish. Yes, saltfish is slimy. It's just I can't, right? But pepper pot, I've had it in the past, and it's soup to me. Right? So we're on the last one. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna roll this over. It looks like we're gonna be using one burner because my little burner seems to be struggling with this big pot. And we also have to do fish. Want to make sure it gets nice and crispy the way I want it. So we're gonna start the sauce, the big guy. We're gonna prep vegetables, and then I'll do the fish. Because by then I can move this up. Okay, so this is what you have here. These are all the dumplings. Oh, you said to add some butter. I'll add some butter. Normally don't, but I'll add some butter just for you. I never actually have any issues with that sticking, but you never know. So this is what your dumpling is looking like so far. When it starts to really boil up together, color is going to change slightly. You're essentially just cooking to make sure you're making sure it's cooked. You don't want raw. You don't want raw flour. Okay, so we have that going. Small burner. And I will make this, and this will last me for maybe a week and a half. Because sometimes I freeze them, especially if I know I'm not going to eat it all. But they stay good in the fridge for me. I have no issues with that. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ever so slightly cover this. Because you don't want it to overflow. Because it will. Absolutely. Yeah, so what I like to do, Mr. Perfection, is instead of putting the butter in the water, I put the butter in the mixture. Better, way better. And it doesn't feel like you're wasting the butter because essentially the bug water is going to be thrown out, right? So if you put it in the mixture when you add your sugar and your sweet potato together, when you put it in there, that is going to give you a nice taste, flavor. Give you a nice flavor. What I've learned. I don't like wasting expensive things like butter, but I did it like that just for you. I definitely put it in. Even with my coconut, I put the butter in the dough. Just tastes better. Okay, so now that's cooking. Yo, is nothing working today? Now this is cooking. We're gonna work on the veggies. Now, again, this is not authentic to anyone. My version of what I don't eat. We're gonna do some spinach with some butternut squash. Sometimes I like pumpkin, but I want whole butternut squash for this. So make it work. I just want to make sure this is okay. Okay, one break. So the fish is already seasoned, but I'm gonna get the veggies out of the way first. Give this some time to boil up so that when I'm ready to move it over, stews and thinking that it's not cooked or anything will be fine. I already have my cinnamon right here on the stove. That's a natural air freshener. It will help to combat fishy smell that you would get when you're frying fish. And I'm also going to put one stick of cinnamon in my oil when I'm seasoning it. It's all about the smell, and I don't like the smell of fish after because so that's just something that you can do. That's something I've been doing for years. Something you can do. Okay. So spinach, we have. I think we're also going to clean the fridge out this week. Actually, so we have spinach, and we have butternut squash. So this is gonna be our veggie of the day. You can use whatever you want. If you want to eat a salad with it, eat a salad. I would not judge because I think we should use what we have. So if you have something like Swiss chard, or bok choy, or even kale, you can use it. Any leafy greens, collard greens, is that what they call it? Like any leafy greeny thingy, say thingy, you can use it. It's fine. It's it's just veggie, right? Just I don't know what that is. It's just an added boost. I like eating vegetables with my meal. Now you're boiling up. There we go. Steak. Sorry, I just don't want this to overflow. Okay, so spinach. Now you already know with spinach, it is going to shrink on you. So it all depends on how much you're trying to make, how much you're trying to eat. I'm typically just gonna do enough for this meal and the one tomorrow. That's it. One, I'm not necessarily a leftovers person, but I will eat leftover dumplings. But stuff like the veggies, I like to eat it fresh when I cook. So even though I may have rice and maybe fish lingering around throughout the week, I'm just using rice as an example. My veggies I tend to make when I eat. It's just a habit of mine, actually. So I'm never used to the first things to go. And we all know spinach shrinks, right? So there's that. I got later. So we're gonna just it's more of I want to do more of a saute. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cook this first because sorry, let me check the cat. I'm gonna cook this one first because it will take longer than the spinach. Yes, absolutely. Butternuts. Butternuts is really good. Butternut squash is good. I want to show you what your potatoes would look like at this stage. That's it right here. So you're getting a nice boil, which is really good. You want to stir? You can stir. You don't necessarily have to. And make sure nothing's stuck at the bottom. As you can see, the dumplings are nice and they're filling. Okay, that's the most important part. They are 100% very filling. Okay, you eat this later and go sit in your stomach. Okay, go sit under your chest. That's how heavy they are, but they're filling. You can see how we survived on this years because it's filling. Again, don't cover it completely. You just need it to. I don't bother you. Just need a little bit of an opening because once it's boiling, it will. So we're gonna deal with this. We are going to. I gotta make sure you can see. Now, I do have a cut word. I see, I'm showing you real life right now. Sometimes I'm gonna use my credit card. Sometimes it just doesn't happen. So mhm, I'm gonna boil these guys in a little bit of water just so that it's softened. And then once it's softened, I'm gonna add the spinach and then some salt and pepper with a little bit of butter, which will give it some flavor, right? So you can just cut it small enough. I just want the color contrast in between my spinach. But once it's cooked, I don't want it to be too soft. So I want it firm because I want to eat bits and pieces of it. You can do this with butternut squash or spinach, acorn squash, pretty much any type of squash that you have, right? I like the color difference. So this is really my personal favorite. So that's it. You use what you have, make it work. If you had only carrots, carrots can work as well. See why not? Carrots give off a nice flavor. It works with fish. And I want to fry some plantain. Do you see my dilemma right here? I don't know if fried plantain is going to go with this meal. Maybe some boiled plantain might work. But either way, add the plantain to my repertoire today. I think I'm going to boil it. No, I think I'm going to fry it. Listen, I might forget it. But whenever I eat kingfish, plantain is a must. But plantain is a must every single day. I don't know what I would do if they told me I couldn't eat plantain again. I really don't know what would happen. Okay, so this cat butternut squash, nothing really fancy, just a nice little cube scenario happening. Gonna just add some water to the pot, and we're gonna add water. Okay, just gonna boil it. Just gonna kind of blanch oil because essentially it is. It takes longer to cook than the spinach. So once it's halfway cooked, then we'll drain a little bit of water and then add it into it. You can see better here. It's the steam. So this is our dumpling. This is gonna be our pot for our veggies. Am I waiting for this to boil? Yeah. So we're gonna do that. That's not gonna take long. I'm kind of handicapped today because I don't have this burner is not working. So I'm gonna stay silent so that you can make it through. But again, this is what your dumpling is looking like. It is firm, it's not breaking apart. It's not even like when I'm stirring, it's not necessarily breaking. Some might have like soft spots. You just want to make sure it's cooked all the way through. And then we're good. And technically I don't time it. I kind of just go, it cooks until I'm done. It's pretty much what that is. I'm gonna wash my spinach and then we can get all the stuff ready for the fish because that's gonna be the most important part. Now, again, I like eating my fish fried dry. But for something like this with my dumplings, I'm gonna make just a little bit of the sauce. Usually I would have ketchup and stuff. I mean ketchup, so we're gonna use some tomatoes. Just to get a nice little color going, some lemon juice, just the carrots, things like that. There's just ways around things. There's always a way around something. Like I said, I typically like using like three peppers, so the yellow, the red, the orange, no green, green pepper. But you just make it work. Okay, water break. This is boiling. This is fine. As you can see, the steam, not even the steam, but there's foam. Can you see the foam? So can you see the whiteness right here? That's foam, right? You will develop over the course of you cooking this dumpling. If you did this, there's no air coming out. It's all gonna rush up. It's gonna foam up, and then it's gonna spill over, right? Just to give you an idea. As you can see, it's getting wider on the inside. Not whiter, but whiter on the inside. It's all the steam and the foam. And then you just want to make sure that you have space. Think of it as cooking pasta. I don't think any of us actually cook pasta with the entire pot covered and walk away. You just won't be able to do that with this. Okay, spinach is ready. We're going to be using cloves, bay leaves, cloves on my bay leaves. Okay, we're going to be using cloves, bay leaves, fresh ginger, cloves, bay leaves, fresh ginger, fresh garlic. My goodness. I don't know why I would say ginger. It's ginger. The fresh garlic sliced, bay leaves, which adds the flavor. I remember I posted a video once and someone said, yummy, we're frying leaves. It's like, huh. So tell me you don't know how to cook without telling me you don't know. So bay leaves, I usually use about 3 to 4, depending on the size of the leaves. These leaves are now smaller, maybe about 4. This is a nice flavor. I also use allspice berries, which is pimento. That also depends. There isn't a number that I use. If I have if I have whole black peppercorn, I also add a few of a few of those in there. It's all about the flavor. The cloves, I do a handful because yes, although biting into a clove is just it, it really seasons the water, the oil properly. So it gives you a nice flavor for your oil. I should make sure. Black. I don't think I have that. No. Okay. That's these. We don't need any of these. Some simple there's the these here as well. Our butternut squash is looking like good. Give it a little, make sure it's not too soft. You just want it nice and firm enough so that once we add the spinach into it, we're good. Getting ready for our fish. That is definitely going to be not the hardest part, but the part where you just have to stay focused on doing it. So again, allspice berries, cloves, garlic. If you have whole black peppercorn, do that as well. So for the garlic cloves, honestly, have a set number because I will start with maybe six way through. I'll add some more. It depends on how much fish I'm frying, the desired taste. It's all of that goes into me and my fish. Okay. I know I'm gonna have a good day because right after this I'm gonna eat this because I'm hungry. I'm just getting the garlic ready. The squash looks like it is good to go. So what we're gonna do, and if you're not able to see, let me know because I know this pot might be blocking your view. Okay, so the squash is soft enough for me. We're just gonna move it here so you can see. It's soft enough for me. So what I'm gonna do now is take out a little bit of the water, right? Just a little bit. It's not a lot that's left over. Just a little bit of water. And I'm gonna add the spinach because you already know spinach springs water too, which is why it disappears as soon as you start cooking it. So I'm gonna add the spinach, add a little black pepper, and a little bit of salt for flavor. And then at some point when it's cooked down, you can use a flat pan, you don't have to use a pot. Just use it. So once the spinach is cooked down, then I'm gonna add a little bit of butter, kind of give you a saute vibe. I think. So I'm gonna let that cook down for a little bit. Let all the seasoning kind of flow together while I get the garlic ready, and then we'll start. So that's a whole of heat up the oil, add my spices to the oil, flavor it up. I dry my fish, and then I. So you just get everything prepped before because sometimes it's gonna be hard to look away. You can. It's not planting. You don't look away and it burns. You know, that's planting. The minute you take your eyes off of it, it's a problem. But this is just the first half. I still have to prep the carrots. I still have to get my tomatoes and stuff. So just prep as much as you can to do. You prep as much as you can. Use all the breadmans if you need to. You only use three. Prep as much as you can. Get yourself prepared for when you fry your fish. The oil is gonna take a little time, so you have time to take your carrots out. Just little things for time management. And I don't know what it is about cooking something. Sometimes when you cook, you take forever. It's like all I did was boil pasta. So yeah, just now get yourself prepped and ready, and you'll be good. Oh yeah. Did you not hear me say I like to let it boil out? There goes the dumpling. Let's stop her rest. I let them boil. I want to make sure they're done. But this is the dumpling. This is what it looks like. Water's changing color. Yeah. This I never actually do a test, but maybe we can do a test. But essentially, it's really timing. You know what I'm saying? I like to time it so that once my dumplings done, my fish is done, and everything is good. But today it just wasn't working out. So this is our little veggie section that we have here. Yes, we're gonna move around the camera. Show and tell. About the little veggies that we have. That's done. I don't have to worry about anything. Um, okay, so we're gonna move this off and put the dumplings over on low because I just don't like turning. That's a nice little sauce happening. I just don't like turning it on. Just said, but that's my only thing. It's not even. It's just I don't know. It's just a bad habit, maybe. It's a bad habit. Okay, first on, we are gonna get our pot. All right, we're in session. Okay, this is pot we're gonna be using. The heat is on. We're gonna add oil. And vegetable oil, use whatever oil you have, except olive oil, please. Please don't fry no fish in no olive oil. The saute with olive oil. Don't fry no fish with olive oil. No. So we're gonna do it just enough. Not deep frying. It's a shallow pan fry. That's what this is. Heat is on. My air freshener is on. So we're gonna heat the oil up first. Okay. And then we are going to have to move fast. We are going to add the seasoning. You want the oil to be hot-ish so that once the seasoning hits, you got a nice little sizzle. The oil from like the garlic and stuff like that. You don't want it to be cold. Kind of want it to be hot so that the oils can be released. So you're gonna slice the garlic. I'm gonna show you close up. It's rendering. So for slicing the garlic, start here, which is the base right here. You just slice. And you slice it, you got as many slices as you can. If you have a garlic slicer, you can use it. If not, use your hands. Be careful. We don't want you getting hurt slicing up garlic. Not a good look. So you want as many slices as possible. If you want to wear gloves, wear it. Your hand will be smelling like garlic a little bit because you're using it. Expose the oil fingertips, and it's just gonna stay there for a little. Fingers. So you have that sliced stuff ready to go. Oil is on, your vegetables are done, your dumplings are basically done. So the last thing you need to do is your fish. Because once your fish is done, all you have to do is eat. That's it. Now, don't be like me, clean as you go. I'm just not washing dishes on this live stream right now. I ain't doing it. But clean as you go, so that way, once you're done eating, honestly, dishes are done, everything's done. Boom. You don't have to worry about it. Okay? So while the oil is, this is on real oil. Yeah. While the oil is heating up, I'm gonna get our carrots because I want some carrots for, and I think I think I don't see it. I don't have it. I thought I had tomato. Yes. So I have some tomatoes here. Typically, I use ketchup. I don't have ketchup. So we're gonna use some tomato, a little bit of lemon juice to create a little sauce outside bread. Makes sense. Makes sense. Just make sure my battery is good. And we're good to go. So for the carrots, you can julienne them. You can use slice mandolin. I keep my carrots in the fridge in case you were wondering, and they stay nice and firm. These carrots have been in the fridge for a month and a half. They're still firm. They're still hard. You can snap them. Still hard. So that's one way I preserve my carrots because I can never eat all my carrots at once. So I always make sure I just keep them in a jar in the fridge and they're good to go. Let me get your carrots. Okay, so the oil, I'm smelling it. It's good. This is important if you've never tried anything before. Make sure your hands are dry. 100%. If you get any form of liquid in this, it will splat. And you cannot control where the splatter goes. Sometimes it goes to your face, your arms. It just depends. Okay? So we're gonna add our garlic. First things first. Sure, I have all that stuff. Garlic. You can add anything all out. Done with it. Mix it around. That is seasoning your oil. You're gonna add your cloves and your pimento, which is your allspice berries. Same thing. Float it around. Season it up. You're gonna add your bay leaves. Same thing. Float it around. Season it up. It's gonna smell amazing. It really is. And what was the other thing? Cinnamon. Before you actually fry your fish, you can actually add it a little more. Which I'm gonna do it today because I do it. We're gonna add a cinnamon stick. The cinnamon stick is gonna help with the flavors. It's not gonna take up cinnamon. Look at the clove. It's just spice right there. It's just, it is added flavor, but it will help with the smell. That lingering fish smell. I don't like. Uh, So we're just gonna fry everything up. We're gonna let it sit for our fish. This is what the fish I'm using. This is what it's looking like. This is how we're starting. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pat it dry. We're not gonna clean it as in wash it or anything. We're essentially just gonna pat the excess water off. That's all we're doing. So you got yourself, take a towel. You can see it, right? And then you're just gonna put your fish down, face down, whichever way down. The purpose is just to get excess water out. Just pat it. You might be wasting some seasoning now. And you're just gonna pat it. You're gonna save this marinade for your sauce. IT fried dumplings and veggies. Ooh, I love it. Okay, so this is good and ready to go. It's nice and hot. Nice. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. I appreciate you joining. And you're gonna just tap it. So this is what your fish is gonna look like, right? Nice and it's not 100% dry, but it's not soaking in. So that's what you got. So this smells ready to go. You're getting the aromas of everything. Now I do have all these tips in here. Listen, I even add more garlic, eventually. If they get too brown or too burnt, it's just added flavor. Okay, so if you have peppercorn, whole peppercorn, you can add them. That is also fine. Add flavor. And sometimes if I have like salt crystals, I'll add it. So you're gonna get yourself a tong. I like to push. This is not mandatory. It's just what I like to do. I like to push most of it away now. And then you can use a tongue, you can use a hands, but you're gonna need something. Some cloves, some garlic may get stuck to the bottom. That is fine. Not worried about that. Now I like this. I do some different side. Just stay on the outskirts. But essentially, it's just to have your oil flavored. You don't take it out before it's ready. Don't be like me. Just giving it. So you let it fry until it's ready to be released. Right? You let it fry until it's ready to be released. It will kind of tell you. That's just how frying fish works. Right now it's kind of stuck. You don't want to take it out because you'll get a nice char. You don't want to take it out before time. Right? Right. Now the fish smell that I'm getting is a lot muted because the cinnamon is in there. So that's another thing, right? I got y'all's plate. I got y'all's plate. Hey, Juliana, I got. Listen, how many pieces of fish you got? Yeah, right. But I got you a plate. So while this is frying right now, right? I'm just gonna let it do its thing. I'm gonna prep the carrots. It is just I that's essentially what I'm doing. The carrot, and I'm just cutting it. Same way I would cut the garlic. Just find a base and cut it, and then slice it down. So nothing fancy. I just want some carrots with my fish. Added veggie bonus. How you doing, Juliana? I got T's plate. I got Mr. Perfection's plate. I'm sure Juliana wants a plate. Somebody's gonna be eating dumpling and fish sauce. But essentially, your fish will tell you when it's ready. Sometimes you might need to nudge it, but if you want like nice, then put down in the oil and kind of, whatever. She's like, it's not really. I don't want to force it. I'll pull this one up just to show you what it would look like if it's not ready. Look like the skin. That so that's what you don't want. But you get a nice color here. You kind of don't want to break it. So you just let it cook until it's ready to move. If your pan is like mine and misbehaves from time to time, we'll give it a little nudge when we're ready. But don't forget to add your cinnamon stick. It will just help to reduce that smell that you get when you're frying fish like this. Okay? This is a suggestion. You don't have to use it, but it's something that I do. And the thing also too Kingfish cooks really, really, really good. Do you see all that white juice coming out? So does that mean that I overcook my kingfish? Absolutely. I do it to the point of what when you eat the kingfish that's overcooked, it is extremely dry. You don't want that in your kingfish. You want your kingfish to be nice and moist on the inside. Okay? I'm just saying. So my pot can give me a little bit of issue sometimes with sticking. So we nudge a little, twist a bit, and we turn over. That's a whole lot of trouble right there. But it's okay. I'm gonna fry it and go dry. That's fine. Hopefully we don't have any issues on the outside, but we might. My pot is doing the most. You just kind of nudge. There we go. Little better. Great. And you let that side do its own thing. I'm going on with this right here. Both here. Done. Were we trying to unpick up practice here? Why is there a big old that? Oh, dude. You know why I'm not mad at this one right here? You see this little bad boy here? I'm not mad at that one. You know why? Because when this is dried nice and has a nice crisp to it, I want to eat that. Okay, it's full of flavor with the oil and the salt and you're, I'm not. You have to be careful. Sometimes it happens like that, especially if the fish is soft before you actually do anything with it. That particular one was fish, not spoiled, but soft. But once you cook it to the right temperature, in terms of it's hot enough, it's fine. So we're just gonna fry the side out. I like to toss it around a couple of times, get some color going. These are things that I like to do. Who's breaking up? You can't hear me? Okay. See these little guys right here? Oh yeah, these little guys, they're gonna go make it to the dinner table, okay? I usually just eat them right away. Cinnamon. What do you think? Thank you. So I'm not worried about anything that's any brown flavor that's stuck on the bottom because we're gonna use that to get added flavor when we make our little sauce. I don't know why. I don't know why you're being disrespectful right now. Okay, I've come to you. You know the best thing is working up. So essentially, the food's kind of done. He's stuck over me. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah. Five. There we go. I'm telling these people you're not supposed to be stuck, and now you're just stuck. Please use a correct pan. Clearly, my pan is not working anymore. Yeah, okay, I'm not good. Can you move? I've never had this much issue with acting too. Did you also? Right now, I'm just doing it to get some color out. I want some color. I don't know why the pink is being so mean. Fine, we're gonna make it work. Okay. So it shouldn't stick this time around because anything that you put close, so you should be okay. I told you love it. Oh, this is hot. Never fun. And where's my Vlogtober? Yeah, I'm over it. Ready to go home. All right, this is looking good. We're gonna use this for our sauce. That's also gonna be for our sauce. Fish is gonna come out. I don't know how it ended up with all these dishes. It's okay. We're gonna add a fish. Add the fish to just a plate. I'm not draining the oil or anything. Once I'm ready to move it, because I want that flavor. That's gonna be added flavor to me. There we go. Thank you for being here. You know what else? I'm over here in different color. Okay, so all of this, not worried about. We're still gonna eat it, and we're still gonna make a nice little sauce for dinner. But again, these little guys, they don't make it to the plate. I love the kingfish skin. Oh gosh, it's a whole event over here. Because you see how many sweet pieces of fish? Do you think I'm gonna have any kind of leftovers? No, I'm gonna pretend because I'm gonna be picking at it all day. So it's gonna be this is so big, small piece. Okay. All right, so I'm just picking up the little guys because these are 100% done, taking out the skin. And you have to be careful with that because if there's skin left in here, it will pop on you, especially if it's drying out. I was just telling that. Don't think that I like eating this section. I just do. It just tastes good to me. I just want me to get some more color. We're gonna move it around. That one's good. This is also good. So for me, just use a good nonstick pan or a good what's that thing called? Stainless steel. Just use something really good. Mine is like this because my pan is just like we're done. Okay, I'm out. Good, 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 good. Okay, so I'm gonna take the fish out now. I'm gonna turn this down. I just turned it off, don't worry. It's fine. I'm gonna turn this down, take these out. So the fish is there, also trying to get out the excess meat because I'm not wasting it. We're gonna get the excess meat, but we're also gonna take out all those different seasoning stuff that we have in here. It is the bay leaves, the garlic, take out the sorts, and then we're also gonna drain the oil. Don't worry about how dark this looks or anything of the sort. Because once you drain it, then you add a little more garlic, a little bit of your carrots, and maybe some seasoning like salt and pepper and whatever else. It will go. I mean, in theory, it needs to all come together. I don't know why my pot is over here acting all brand new. We don't do this. We do this. We've been doing this part definitely takes a little while for me. So I'm gonna make sure I'm not getting rid of eats or anything like that. It's just fine. Now, if you're gonna fry fish again, beef or something like that, you can save the oil. Definitely worth saving. You just have to clean it up a bit. But this should be good. We're gonna drain some and keep others. So that you can get rid of. I'm gonna drain a little bit of the oil. Okay. I took all out because I want to clear up the little bits. Anything that's floating, I'm gonna get rid of. That's what we have left. All the oil is gone, which is fine. To it, the carrots to this. You kind of want to deglaze. That's the correct term. You can add some garlic here. Thyme if you have time. I don't have any time, but if you have time, you can add thyme as well. Peppers. This is where your peppers would go. So once you add your liquid, which is kind of like the fish, plus a little bit of water, that will actually loosen up all the brown bits on the pan. That's why I say have your garlic and stuff ready beforehand, because they'll just go faster. Honestly. Okay, so if you're using peppers, add them here. And some garlic, you can use a press, you can slice them into see, it's just added flavor. Smell like garlic. So for me, there's no issue. Add it. So this process is really going to cook your carrot. Your fish is already cooked. You don't have to worry about it here. So we're gonna add some liquid to the fish marinade, right? You can add some butter here if you want. Except using oil. You don't have to reuse the oil. Totally up to you. Butter gives it more flavor. This right here. Now, the only thing that I can say, if this here is too burnt for you, because I don't get a burnt smell, that's why I'm using it. If I had gotten a smell of it being burnt, I would not use it. If it's too burnt for you, just use a different one. I'm just using this because this has all the flavor, right? You're gonna season up your water, your pot water. A little bit of black pepper, a little bit of salt. This is just how I'm doing it today, like this. I do it different. Salt. This is what you're gonna taste. Or for cinnamon in here. You can add whatever seeds, but The best type would be a Thai, would really be good with this fish. But yeah. Just, this out. You taste the liquid. I have some lemon in here. What I like to do, and I'm going to do it, is I like to squeeze my fish with lemon or add some lemon juice to it, and it'll soak up all the juices. So you see how this is nice and dry and crispy? I'll add this, it'll soak up the juice. So once I add it back to that, it'll just have an amazing flavor. It's something I like doing. You do it when the fish is really hot out, and it'll be good. Something that I like, not mandatory. Because again, why did this lemon have all these seeds? Come on. Trying to hold you out. What? 2, 4, 6, 8 seeds plus the 2 I just got rid of. 10 plus the ones I got rid of before. Seeds. Okay. So another thing. Use a strainer if you don't want to stuff. So I'm just gonna add here. Yes, there is a risk of me having seeds, but I already see it, so it is what it is. Okay. So I tell y'all it's important to pay attention to what you're doing, how something looks, smells. So you get a general idea. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna take out the seeds here. I'm gonna add some tomatoes just for color. Again, not necessary. If you have ketchup, maybe you want to use ketchup. Might not be necessary. Okay. But it's just giving a different color. I don't have ketchup, so this is what I need to just to get the sauce. Okay. Right. You just kind of use what you have. Some people use tomato paste to make it work. I use what I have. The only other thing you have to do is actually taste the water. If it needs a little bit of something, you add it. Doesn't. That's just how this works. It needs something. I just don't know what it needs. I think it needs a little salt. It just needs a little boost. Some garlic powder. It's just like some add the salt here. Ketchup would have probably put it over the top flavor wise. This ketchup has a distinct flavor. Maybe it needs a little acidity, but there's juice in here. Sometimes you need a little sweetness to balance the flavors as well? Sometimes, not all the time. So I just added a little bit of sugar. Just a tiny bit. That's much better. You just need to know what kind of flavor you're going for. My stream restarting. Okay, so it looks like this is ready to go. We're gonna add the fish back. So this is the fish. This is what we have. Are we not moving? Oh my goodness. Hold on. There we go. Can you see me? Yeah, you can. My apologies. I think the stream restarts after a couple of hours. Okay, so we're gonna add the fish. And then the little fish scraps. They gonna give it flavor. I'm okay with adding back some of the garlic chips and the clove chips. You can add it back, doesn't matter. I'll take it out because I caught it. You can add it back. That's fine. And all of this is liquid gold, so you are going to add it. Okay? And that is pretty much it. So this is not to cook. This is now to have the sauce. Why am I using all these dishes? The sauce flavor. So you're gonna just take a spoon, scoop it up like this, cover it. And this is really it. You turn this off. Are the carrots cooked? You can pretty much turn it down, turn it off, cover it, whatever you need to do. But just be aware that the liquid will soak up depending on the heat of your stove. If you want to add a little bit more water just to, dilute it, that's okay. I will add a touch. And then I'm going to cover it while I clear the space so that I can actually plate my food because I'm hungry now. Just a smidgen. The longer you let it cook, the thicker it's going to get. Right? So if you don't want it too strong, that's it. So that's pretty much the fish vibes that we get. I want to clean the sides because all of this is flavor, okay? You want that flavor to be in your pot. You want everything to just be cohesive. I am covering it because I want the carrots to just get a little bit softer. The spills are off completely. We have that here. We're going to move you over here because you're done. And we're just going to warm this up. And then we're good to go. So that's pretty much it. This has been really good. I wanted to do this, which is why I'm so happy I did. Okay, so this is your oil. You let it cool and then you can dispose of it. Or you can reuse it. It's up to you. You just gotta do what's best for you. Now, because it is fish, I like to clean down right away. So once I eat, I'm gonna wash everything one shot. Just because the fish smell. Right? Don't want the fish smell. I also have a candle burning in the background, but if you didn't have a candle and you wanted to use cinnamon, you can. Just boil your cinnamon like I've been doing this entire time. And just move it around the house. It actually just reduces the smell of the fish. And it helps. The windows are open, air it out. It's like real island style. And if I was really in the islands, I would have been frying my fish outside. Okay? I'm just warming up my veggies. And we are going to plate my food. Oh, yes, I need this. Plate my food because I'm hungry. I'm going to take a look at the poll in a second. I also need these two. You both can stay here. And you can come down here. I also like to stack them neatly so that things aren't all over the place. It's a weird thing. So I'm ready to wash. Pull everything out. There we go. Okay. So veggies look like they're ready to go. Nice and hot. We just want them really to be warm. Because everything else is hot. Okay. So the dumplings have been done for the longest time. Honestly, they have been. But I had them sitting on low. Yeah, but I don't want to eat broccoli with this today. I have it, but I don't want to eat broccoli with this today. That's why I don't have broccoli. And I didn't even do my plantain, and I'm not going to. I'll probably do tomorrow. Because once I make up my mind that I'm done, I'm done. I'm not even adding anything else. Once my mind is made up, we're done. Okay, so for the dumplings, what I like to do is, I'm bringing it closer. I like to leave them in the water until I'm done, and then take them out of the water and put them away. As long as they're in the hot water, they're fine. Right? I'll show you what they look like. In the bowl, in the pot, I mean. So right now, these are the dumplings. Right, this is what they look like. Hold on. You can take it out of the water. It's up to you. I just don't take them out yet because they will stick together. So this is just one. This is what your dumpling looks like. Right? So you can take as many as you want. I typically start with 3. It's what I start with. Start. Okay? Because if the dumpling's good, it's going in my belly. So you're just gonna take them out, drain the excess liquid, put it side by side. Again, depending on the size of your dumpling, you might want to eat more or less, right? Doesn't have to look like that. Usually, come on, guy, don't do this to me. You know what? Whatever. So we have this. Hey, I'm gonna fix this because it's gonna bug me. There we go. Straight. Don't move. Now again, more or less depending on the size of your dumplings. I'm starting with 3 because I may be hungry, but I may not be that hungry. Right? Then I like to add my veggies. Ready up another spoon. Put it in on the side. Any size fine. This is my veggies for the day. I got some color contrast happening. And then we add the fish. So depending on how you eat and what you eat, you add based on that. Me, I already know. I am clean protein. Okay? I'm gonna eat 2 pieces of fish. And I'm not gonna feel bad about it. And then you're gonna add, if you have peppers and stuff, you'll add this here. Right? And just add it. Add some tomato pieces if you want. And then you're gonna add your sauce over your fish. Okay, you can see. Just the sauce over the fish. I don't put it over my dumpling, but you can put it over the dumpling if you want. You can also put it over your veggies if you want to. I don't do that. So you're gonna add that. This would have been perfect with. Hi, David. Thanks for joining. This would have been perfect with some plantain, maybe off to the side here, wherever. But we make it work. We don't have plantain. This is it. Okay. This right here is our dinner for today. Oh, don't be rude. I'm cleaning up because I am going to take some pictures. Because it's a pretty plate. This is our dinner. I feel like I need to add one more just to make it symmetrical. But this is our dinner today that we made. This is our kingfish, our sweet potato dumpling with our spinach and our butternut squash. Right? I think that's a good look. And this is why I don't make this all the time, because it's time consuming. But that is it. I am excited to eat this. I'm about to eat this right now. Yes, it would have been perfect, but I forgot to do it and I don't want to stop now. So I'm just looking at the polls. It looks like 12% say they make Sunday dinner always, like a big spread always. 50% say they don't have the time. And 38% say whenever they're in the mood. It is just depending on the mood. I think that's a good blend. But this is my dinner for today / lunch because I'm about to eat this right now because I'm hungry. Okay. So we're done. That is it. Thanks for spending the Sunday morning with me. We are back here tomorrow for day number 20 for our Vlogtober. What are we going to do? Who knows? I have a week off from school, so I'm going to go based on my plan for my work schedule, and then we'll see how we make this work and just have some fun. We have some pumpkin things that I might be doing, just different things. Might be outside. I don't know yet. We'll see. That is it. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I do appreciate you guys. Okay. We have lots of videos on the channel. Vlogtober from day number 1. The sourdough bakeathon for 5 days, and now we're back. Okay. Stop it. That is it. And I will see you back here tomorrow. Bye.